All right, so we're diving deep today into this whole Gen Z in the workplace thing.
Yeah, it's everywhere you look, right?
Exactly, and we're going beyond the headlines with this training workshop we found. Engaging Gen Z leadership, communication, and collaboration.
It's not just about surviving them.
Oh, no.
It's about actually figuring out how to work with them.
Thrive together, right?
Exactly.
So who are we even talking about here?
Right. So the workshop defines Gen Z as anyone born between 1997 and 2012,
Okay.
which makes them the first truly digital native generation.
What does that even mean for how they approach work, though?
Well, think about it. It's more than just being comfortable with technology, right?
Okay.
Like, imagine growing up with the internet just there.
Always there.
Yeah. Information is always available, you're always connected, and the pace of change is just normal.
It's just how it is.
Yeah, and that's so different from even millennials who remember dial-up and, like, waiting for things to load.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like a totally different world. So they're wired for instant feedback, multitasking,
Right.
always having the latest information.
Uh-huh.
No wonder email feels like, I don't know, an ancient scroll to them.
Right, exactly.
Basically.
And that has huge implications for how they learn, how they communicate, how they collaborate.
Right.
But it also comes with some really unique challenges.
Yeah, like what?
Well, the workshop talks about information overload
Oh, like you
as
said.
being a major stressor for Gen Z.
Makes sense.
They're constantly bombarded with messages and notifications and updates.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's like they're always on,
Always
right?
connected.
No wonder they value work-life balance.
Predictability, yeah.
Yeah. They've seen how burnout can happen,
Absolutely.
and they're not afraid to prioritize their well-being.
It's just smart.
Exactly. It's not about being lazy or entitled or anything like that.
Right.
They've also, entered the workforce during a time of incredible economic uncertainty.
Oh, for sure.
Pandemics, recessions, climate change.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot to process. So it makes sense that they're looking for stability and security in their careers,
Of course.
but on their own terms.
They want to do it their way.
Exactly.
The workshop mentions this Deloitte survey where over 40% of Gen Z employees said they experience workplace stress.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's a red flag.
Big time.
Not just for them, but also for companies trying to keep good people.
Absolutely. You think about these tech startups, right?
Okay.
They offer all the perks, ping pong tables, free snacks, but they're still seeing high turnover among Gen Z employees.
So it's not enough.
It's not enough anymore.
Interesting.
Gen Z wants clear career paths,
I see.
opportunities for growth, a sense that their future is secure.
Like, sure, the snacks are nice, but tell me where I'm going in life.
Exactly.
And that brings us to their core values.
Yes.
They're not just showing up for a paycheck.
No, they're
They want their work to mean something.
purpose-driven work.
Exactly. That's a big one for them.
Huge.
There's this stat from a LinkedIn study that I couldn't believe. Gen Z is 3 times more likely to choose employers with strong social responsibility programs.
Yeah, that's pretty telling.
It's not just what the company does,
Right.
it's what it stands for.
Absolutely. And you see companies like Spotify with their Work From Anywhere program or Google with their internal career development platform.
So they get it.
They get it.
They're attracting and keeping that top Gen Z talent
Totally.
by aligning with their values, giving them ownership of their careers.
It's a smart move.
All right, so we've talked about the challenges, the values that are shaping Gen Z's perspective on work.
Right.
But let's get practical here.
Okay.
How do we actually lead this generation?
Yeah. That's the million-dollar question.
The workshop is suggesting a major leadership reboot.
I mean, it makes sense.
The old command and control style,
Yeah, that's out.
it just doesn't fly with Gen Z.
They're used to having a voice, sharing their opinions.
Being part of things.
Absolutely. So transparency, open communication, collaborative leadership, those are key.
It's like they're saying, don't just tell me what to do.
Right.
Tell me why and let me be part of the solution.
Exactly.
And the workshop mentions they crave feedback.
Yeah.
Even more than millennials.
Even more, yeah.
This Gallup study found that 60% of Gen Z wants frequent performance feedback.
Wow, that's a lot.
They need to know how they're doing, where they can improve,
Makes sense.
how their work is part of the bigger picture.
It's not hand-holding.
Right.
It's guidance. It's support.
So regular check-ins,
Yes.
constructive criticism, clear expectations,
On board.
being a mentor, not a dictator.
Exactly.
Speaking of mentorship, the workshop highlights reverse mentorship programs.
Oh, yeah. Those are interesting.
Companies like Adobe and HubSpot are doing it.
And it's working.
It's brilliant.
It is. You have senior leaders paired with Gen Z employees
Okay.
to learn about new trends, new technologies, different perspectives.
It's saying, we recognize you have valuable insights, and we're willing to learn from you.
Absolutely. It flips the power dynamic on its head.
Creates a culture of mutual respect and continuous learning.
That's what it's all about.
It goes beyond just the technology or the trends.
Right.
It's about understanding how Gen Z thinks, communicates, approaches problems,
It's about bridging that gap.
building a more inclusive and collaborative workplace.
Totally. And that's really where collaboration comes in.
Oh.
Gen Z thrives in these environments where they can bounce ideas off each other, work together towards a shared goal, and really leverage all their diverse skills and perspectives.
It's not just about throwing them in a room and saying, go collaborate, though.
Oh, absolutely not.
The workshop really emphasizes the importance of inclusivity
Yes.
and making sure that it's a safe space for everyone to share their ideas.
Absolutely. This generation values authenticity.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to bring their whole selves to work.
It's
So it's about fostering this culture of respect, open-mindedness, and empathy.
So how do we actually create that?
Right.
Like, what are some practical things?
Yeah.
Tools, strategies, to foster that collaboration with Gen Z?
Well, the workshop goes into some pretty interesting examples.
Okay.
Think about platforms like Miro, Trello, Asana.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, these tools are designed for real-time collaboration,
Okay.
project management, task delegation. They're visual, they're intuitive, and they're perfect for a generation that's used to working in a digital world.
It's their language, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so the tech is important,
Yeah.
but it's not just about the tools.
Right, exactly.
It's about the culture,
The culture, yeah,
encouraging that collaboration.
absolutely.
So what are some things we can do on that front?
Well, the workshop suggests things like using a round-robin approach in meetings,
Okay.
so everyone gets a chance to speak,
Oh, I like that.
or using anonymous surveys to get feedback, so you can address concerns without anyone feeling scared to speak up.
That's really important.
It's about creating that level playing field
Right.
and giving everyone a voice, regardless of their seniority or experience level.
And let's not forget team building.
Oh, that's a good one. Gen Z loves experiences.
Yeah.
So incorporating fun activities, whether it's a virtual escape room or just a casual online game night, those things can really help build rapport and foster a sense of community.
It's about creating a workplace that's not just productive, but also enjoyable
Yeah.
and engaging. And that's something that benefits everyone, not just Gen Z.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about strategies for connecting, communicating, collaborating with Gen Z.
Right.
But the workshop also highlights this thing called personalized leadership plans.
Okay.
What even is that?
So it's really about recognizing that Gen Z is not a monolith.
They're individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Each person has their own strengths, preferences, career goals. And effective leadership means tailoring your approach to meet those individual needs.
Okay, so it's not treating them all the same.
No, not at all.
It's understanding what motivates them, what challenges them, what they want to achieve.
Exactly. It's like a personalized learning plan, but for their career.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, and the workshop suggests things like using personality assessments.
Like Myers-Briggs, StrengthsFinder, those kinds of things.
Exactly, to get insights into their work styles and preferences.
Interesting.
So for example, let's say you have a Gen Z employee who's super creative but struggles with time management.
Okay, I can see that.
You might provide them with tools like time blocking apps
Right.
or assign them to projects that really require that innovative thinking.
It's about playing to their strengths
Yeah,
and supporting them in the areas where they need a little help.
exactly. And of course, providing that regular feedback and guidance along the way.
Always feedback.
Yeah, the workshop really emphasizes creating a growth roadmap for each Gen Z employee,
So outlining their goals
short-term and long-term.
and checking in regularly.
Right, to track progress and make adjustments if needed.
It's about empowering them to take ownership of their career
Yes,
and giving them what they need to succeed.
absolutely. And that's ultimately what it's all about, right?
Creating a good workplace for everyone.
Yeah, where everyone feels valued, supported,
Empowered.
and empowered to do their best work.
It sounds like understanding Gen Z isn't just about adapting to a new generation.
Right.
It's about creating a better work experience for everyone.
I completely agree.
And who knows, maybe we'll even learn a thing or two from them along the way.
Absolutely. They have a lot to offer.
So, speaking of learning,
Yeah.
let's talk about what companies are doing right when it comes to engaging Gen Z.
Perfect timing. We've laid the groundwork. Now let's see these principles in action.
All right, let's do it.
So, for instance, the workshop mentions this global consulting firm
Yeah.
that implemented this Slack integrated workflow system. Yeah, so they're using the tools that Gen Z is already comfortable with.
Smart.
Right, they were having trouble keeping their Gen Z employees engaged,
I could see that being a challenge.
especially across different time zones and projects.
Yeah, that makes it harder.
So this system, it streamlined communication,
Okay,
made information instantly accessible,
so what happened?
increased efficiency,
Okay,
and a much happier Gen Z workforce.
sounds like a win-win.
It is.
That's a great example of adapting to how Gen V works best.
Right.
But what about that desire for purpose and impact?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Are companies really stepping up there?
They are. More and more companies are incorporating social impact initiatives into their work.
That's great to hear.
So Gen Z employees can contribute to causes they care about.
Oh, I like that.
And remember those reverse mentorship programs we talked about?
Oh, yeah, where senior leaders are learning from the younger generation.
Exactly. And it's more than just a trendy perk.
I bet.
Companies like Adobe and HubSpot are seeing incredible results.
What kind of results?
They're breaking down those hierarchical barriers
Okay.
and creating a culture of mutual respect and learning.
So it's not just about catering to Gen Z.
No.
It's about recognizing the value they bring, fostering that truly collaborative environment.
Exactly. And when you do that, everyone benefits.
Right.
The company becomes more innovative,
Makes sense.
the senior leaders stay up to date, and Gen Z feels valued and heard.
It's a win-win-win.
It is.
Now, before we wrap things up, there's one more important aspect. The workshop highlights inclusivity.
Right?
It's one thing to hire Gen Z,
Yeah.
but creating a workplace where they feel like they truly belong
Absolutely. That's crucial.
is another thing entirely.
It is. It goes beyond just diversity quotas or sensitivity training.
Okay.
It's about fostering a culture where everyone feels safe to bring their authentic selves to work.
Right, and that includes their experiences and perspectives as members of Gen Z. So how do companies actually build that kind of inclusive environment?
Right. Like, what does it look like in practice?
Exactly.
Well, the workshop suggests a few concrete steps.
Okay.
For example, establishing employee resource groups.
ERGs.
Yeah, those are specifically designed to support underrepresented employees and promote diversity.
So it's about creating a space where Gen Z employees can connect with others who have had similar experiences.
Exactly, fostering a sense of community and belonging.
I see.
And these groups can also play a key role in advocating for change within the organization.
Giving them a platform to share their concerns, their perspectives.
Yeah, help shape the company culture.
That's powerful.
It is. It shows that the company values their input and is committed to creating a truly inclusive workplace.
Okay, that makes sense.
The workshop also talks about unconscious bias training for all employees,
Oh, interesting.
including leadership.
That's important.
It is, because we all have biases.
Yeah,
right?
whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. And these biases can unconsciously influence our decisions.
Our interactions.
Yeah, especially in the workplace.
So this training is about recognizing those biases and learning how to, I guess, mitigate them.
Exactly. It's about creating a culture of awareness and understanding.
Right.
And it's ongoing, you know?
It's not just a one-time thing.
No, it requires a commitment from everyone to continuously learn and grow.
You know, we've talked a lot about what companies can do,
Yeah,
but I think it's also important to acknowledge that this isn't just a one-way street.
right.
We as individuals can learn a lot from Gen Z too.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
bring fresh perspectives, that digital fluency, a passion for making a difference that can benefit all of us.
I totally agree.
So it's not just about adapting to them,
right.
it's about learning from them.
Exactly. And it's about embracing that intergenerational collaboration, recognizing that we all have something to contribute.
I like that.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into Gen Z in the workplace, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Woo, I like challenges.
I do too.
What is it?
Think about the Gen Z individuals you work with.
Okay.
What's one thing you could do differently today to better connect with them, communicate with them, or collaborate with them?
That's a good one.
It could be something as simple as asking for their input on a project,
Okay.
or trying out a new communication tool that they recommend,
Yeah.
or even just taking the time to learn more about their interests and aspirations.
It's about taking that first step
Yes.
toward building a stronger, more inclusive, and ultimately more successful workplace for everyone.
Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, right?
Absolutely.
And by embracing the unique talents and perspectives of each generation,
Yeah.
we can create something truly remarkable.
I love that.
So until next time,
Yes.
keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.